And I think that's interesting because I see agents as babies that have the power of master burglars, right? So they really don't know what they're doing. You give them an instruction, and that's what they do. And we saw that a couple of days ago with OpenAI, where there was perhaps the first incident of its kind where the AI agent broke out of its sandbox and hacked into to access and hack the rewards to find the results of the test that it was asked to solve, which is pretty, incredible. But how did this happen? Because the agents, they do as they're told. They do as they're told, and no matter what. And if you provide them access to unstructured data, like where they have excessive access, right? If they have, let's imagine that you have an AI agent for customer customer retention that should provide some benefits to customers that are about to churn. It might see some personal information in those call recordings, right? Like you could see, the person said, I'm getting a divorce, right? Or something other else that is very sensitive, and it has no morals. It will use it if unless you prevent it from accessing the sensitive information. So it's absolutely critical to have this tagging capability before you provide access to the agents. Correctly tag the information as containing PII, containing a PHI of health information, or containing other sensitive things which really should be redacted or permissions should be removed so the agents won't be able to do those things.
And could you explain a little bit about how you actually go about identifying that and tagging it appropriately, and whether there's any human review on when this is done?
hmm Yeah. So as part of our product, we have the capability called CTERA Classify, which is a plugin for the global file system that allows you to classify your data. And it works. We have a number of classifiers, but the most powerful classifier is an LLM-based classifier that uses a small LLM model in order to parse or understand the file after text extraction was performed. This is another prior step. We extract the text, we perform this LLM classification. Now, as part of this classification, you can define a schema, which is essentially what do you want to extract from this file. It could be simple things like, does this file contain medical information? Or it can be, does this file contain a certain word? But it can also be complicated things like, if it's a contract, who signed the contract? What is the sum of the contract? So essentially, you get a labeling layer for compliance, which you can use in order to define policies of who can access the files, what AI agents have access to this file, or what users or people can access this file. And above the labels, you get a very powerful SQL-like query capability on your unstructured files. So you can once your files are indexed using this system, you can easily ask, please provide me all the information about customers that mentioned a competitor in a recent call, right? And if these things are labeled, you will get a list of files that contain this data. Now, the nice thing is that we push everything back. All this information is pushed back into the file system. So one way to access this data is using MCP, but you can also see these things as files. So we have these derivative artifacts, which are files that are created, sidecar files that are created alongside the files. And AI agents can access these files directly and have access to this curated, prepared information that is already in the right format, right? It could be Markdown, JSON, Parquet, whatever format that is best for your agent, but it's already pre-structured and prepared for allowing the highest performance from your agents.